Hello, good morning, and welcome. It is Sunday, the 2nd of May, and I am going to start a 48-hour readathon. Kind of. Because I've got Monday off work because it's a bank holiday here in the UK. So I'm going to read for the whole of today. I mean, it's nearly noon, so, the whole of today. I am going to sleep. And the whole of tomorrow. So it's not going to be a full 48 hours because the full 48 hours would take us to like noon on Tuesday, and I'm working on Tuesday, so I can't do that. But the aim of this is going to be to read as much as possible and prioritise reading for the next 2 days, which I read a lot on my days off anyway, but this is going to be about really maximising my reading time because I'll do things like listen while I'm eating instead of watching something. Apart from dinner, because Lee and I watch something together at dinner time. But other than that, I'm going to spend as much time reading over the next 2 days as possible. So the first book that I plan to read for this is Unwind by Neil Shusterman, which is a dystopian YA story. So I plan to read this one first, and I'm also going to make a start on my anthology. So this is of course a collection of short stories, essays, memoirs, that kind of thing. And so I'm going to kind of dip in and out of this throughout the month really, but I want to make a start and maybe read a couple of the stories in here during this readathon. And I think I'm going to read Empire of Dreams by Ray Carson also. So I think that these three are going to be my priority for this readathon. I think that's the plan. So I'm going to start with Unwind by Neil Shusterman, and we'll see how it goes. I've got audiobooks for Unwind and for the Empire of Dreams, but not for the anthology. I don't know whether I will just kind of like binge one book and then binge another book. Usually that's what I do, but maybe I'll dip in and out. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to bring you along, so I will keep you posted on the decisions that I make. For now, I am going to get started with Unwind while I make myself a cup of tea and have a slice of pie, which I made in a different vlog. And I don't know whether you're seeing this vlog or that vlog first. But, oh well, I'll show you it once I'm eating it. And yeah, that is the plan, I think. Okay, so I have made some good progress with Unwind. I'm on page 128, and what I really like about Shusterman's books is they are always really gripping, basically straight away. He does really good character work and his writing is really easy to follow, and I always just really enjoy the premise of the books that he writes, and he delivers on those premises. It's not like, some books they tell you what they are on the back and then they're not really about that, whereas this one, it is exactly about a bunch of kids on the run because they don't want to be unwound, basically murdered. Have I told you what this book is about yet? No, I don't think I have. So this is a dystopian story, and in this version of our world, people cannot have abortions. Life is sacred and children have to be allowed to live until the age of 13. And then once they hit 13, between the age of 13 and 18, their parents or the state, if they're in a state home, can decide to unwind them, which means that all of their organs and body parts will be used for donation. And we're following a bunch of kids who are on the run from that situation, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm not 100% sure where this story is gonna go, because we're just on the run and we don't really know what the final destination is just yet, but I am enjoying it. I've been listening to the audiobook this whole time. Some of the time I was doing bits and pieces around the flat, and then I've just been sat here following along for a little while as well, but I'm getting too comfortable, which means I'm getting sleepy, which is ridiculous because I don't need to sleep. I already slept enough during the night. I don't know what it is about the weekends, but I always just want to nap all the time, but I'm prioritising reading over this 48 hours, so I can't nap. So I think I'm going to carry on listening to the audiobook while I do my nails, and that should keep me awake and alert, and I will check in once my nails are done, and then I might have a bath, maybe? I do actually need to edit and upload a video though, so yeah. My nails are done, just a neutral colour, which is what I tend to prefer, and I'm now on page 240 of Unwind, so that is there. This is 335 pages, so just under 100 pages left, which apparently is still 2 hours and 46 minutes of the audiobook, which seems a lot for 100 pages, but then I guess I've listened to 7 hours and 20, and that was 225 pages, so 240 pages. So anyway, I am still enjoying it. There has just been a little reveal that I'm intrigued by, and I think what I'm going to do is I am going to start working on my May bullet journal spreads whilst I finish reading Unwind. And once I finish this book, I will take a break from reading, and then I will start on the Empire of Dreams, I guess. So yeah, I've got like an hour and 20 minutes left of the audiobook, so if it doesn't take me that long to do my spreads, which it won't, I might just do some colouring while I listen to the end of the book, or maybe I'll turn the speed up and follow along so that I don't get sleepy again. But so far so good. I am enjoying this book. The time is passing nicely, which is good, because sometimes I feel like when I'm reading a book and the time drags, it's probably a sign that the book isn't working for me and I should think about DNFing it. And that's not happening with this one, which is good. I'm glad about that. Okay, I have just finished my first book of this 48-hour readathon. I finished Unwind and I liked it. I especially like the fact that it ended in a way that is complete enough that it's satisfying, but open enough that there are clearly further books in the series. So I think that there are actually 4 books in this series. The second is Unholy, and there's no audio for that. Not that I feel like I would want to continue with the series straight away, actually, because like I said, I am happy that the ending is conclusive enough that it feels satisfying, you know? So I'm not necessarily ready to dive straight into another book, because I have just spent like 5 hours straight reading. So I might just put on one of my Pentatonics records, maybe, while I unload the dishwasher as kind of a reading break. and then get back to it. I might just read a short story for now and then see how I feel after I've done all of that. After I've done all of that, it'll probably be time, or nearly time, to cook dinner, so I can start reading a book while I do that. And I'll read The Empire of Dreams next, as I mentioned. So that one's a bit longer, so I don't know if I will finish it. I definitely won't finish it today because the audio is 14 hours, which is 7 hours, and it's currently 5:15. So I don't think I'll finish it today. But yeah, I am rambling, so I'm gonna get on with unloading the dishwasher. It is much later now, nearly 10 o'clock. So I did listen to one of my Pentatonics records while I sorted out the kitchen, and then I did actually take a little bit of a longer break from reading to cook dinner and stuff. And I did start Meet Me at the Intersection and have read through to page 59 of this one. A few of them were poems, so really quick to read, but I have to confess that I really don't get poetry, so I didn't really appreciate those, to be honest. They probably are very good, but I just can't appreciate them because I just don't get poetry. And the first short story, I just didn't connect with it very well. It was written in a bit of a strange writing style, I thought, but I'll see how I get on with the rest of the collection. And I have now also started The Empire of Dreams, and I am on exactly page 100. I am going to read for probably another half an hour, maybe, so I'll probably get to around page 130-ish before calling it a night and going to bed, because I am very tired. But that will leave me with about 10 hours of the audiobook left, which is how long the audiobook for Unwind was, so I know I'll definitely be able to finish this one, or I'll definitely be capable of finishing it tomorrow. I am slightly struggling to remember what happened in the original trilogy, because I read that in 2018, I want to say. So like 3 years ago. It's been a while since I read that trilogy, and I can't really remember much about it. And this follows a side character from that original trilogy, and I don't remember her at all. But actually, I mean, I was a bit concerned early on. I was thinking, oh no, am I going to have to put this down and like find the time to reread the original trilogy before I read this? But I think it's going to be okay. I don't think the fact that I don't remember her is going to be a problem, because this story is being told in the then and in the now, so we're seeing her past and her present intermittently, so it should be okay. I think I'm doing all right with it now, and I've kind of settled into the world, and I am quite enjoying the audiobook as well, which is nice. So yeah, and I'm following along, so I can listen to it at 2.25 when I'm following along as well, so shouldn't be too difficult to finish this one, hopefully within this 48 hours. And you never know, I might be able to start a third book, which would be, well, I suppose technically start a fourth book, because I have started this. I don't know if I'll read any more of that one in this particular vlog, Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. But yeah, so that is going to be it for now. I think I will probably now see you tomorrow. Okay, it is Monday now. It's actually 11:30 and I haven't read anything yet, even though I've been up since like 9. So failing there a little bit, but I am going to crack on now and continue with the Empire of Dreams and probably try and finish it, to be honest. So I'm going to get on with that. I might have to take a break for lunch, but otherwise full steam ahead, and I will update you once I've read some more, because I think I already said everything I want to say last night. Okay, it's now about 1:15 and I am this far into the book. I am on page 242 and I'm really enjoying it. I'd forgotten how much I like Ray Carson's writing style. It's just really simple and easy to follow, but also the characters are engaging and the plot line is interesting, so I am really enjoying it. As I said, there's kind of a split timeline thing happening here. So we're following the character's childhood, which was pretty difficult, and we're also watching her present day timeline where she is training to be a member of the Royal Guard, and that's kind of a setting that I quite enjoy, but she's also investigating something as well. I don't want to say too much about it, obviously, because I mean, it's a companion story, but I also don't want to risk spoiling the original trilogy, particularly since it's been a while since I read the original trilogy, so I don't want to like spoil something by accident. So those are kind of the things that are happening, but I'm enjoying the writing style, I'm enjoying the characters, I'm enjoying the plot, so it's going well. Like I said, I'm on page 240, so I am maybe a bit more than halfway. According to the audiobook, I am 55% of the way through. I have 6 hours and 10 minutes of the audiobook left, but I am, as I mentioned before, reading at 2.25 speed because I am following along. I am going to take a short break now to have some lunch, and I might actually watch some YouTube while I do that, and then I will get back to reading. Okay, I have just finished reading The Empire of Dreams by Ray Carson. It's a little bit later than I anticipated. It's actually 7:45 just now. I didn't finish this before dinner like I planned because I spent like over an hour sorting out my car insurance, which was just not part of my plan for today, but oh well, it's okay. I have finished it now, and even though it's the evening, it's still only 7:45, so I do still have time. And up next, I'm going to go for Ash by Melinda Lowe, which is reasonably short, and the audiobook is 7 hours, which is 3.5 hours at 2 times speed, and I might be able to bump that up a bit depending on the speed of the narrator. And I do definitely want to, I'm going to buy the audiobook from Audible, or use a credit for it I should say, because it's actually narrated by the author herself, and I always really enjoy it when authors narrate their own books. So it's an Audible exclusive, so Audible is the only place I can get it, but I do want to listen to it. So I'm going to start this now, and hopefully I will be able to finish it today. That would be the ideal situation, because then I will have finished 3 whole books within this 48 hours, which would be perfection. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I might try and update this vlog again tonight, depending on how things go. I might just finish up the vlog tomorrow, and we shall see. But I am going to start off on this, which is a Cinderella retelling, so with Faye, so fingers crossed I will enjoy it. So I did it. I read Ash by Melinda Lowe tonight, and I just finished it, and it's nearly midnight, so I do need to go to bed, but I did really enjoy it. There's something quite comforting, I think, about reading retellings, but it was different enough that I was still kind of intrigued by it and interested to see what was going to happen. So I'll talk more about it when I finish this vlog properly, but I'm very happy with what I managed to read over the last 2 days. I read 3 whole books and I started an anthology. I read 1,109 pages in total, which I'm pretty pleased by. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now and I will talk to you properly in the morning. Good morning. It is now Tuesday. I'm just in a break between meetings, but technically we're still within the 48 hours, so I am actually finishing up this vlog within the 48-hour period, albeit that I haven't been doing any reading this morning because I've been working. But I wanted to take you through what I managed to read over this 48-hour period. I'm very, very happy with how much I was able to read. I was also quite surprised by how much I was able to read. So the first thing I read was Unwind by Neil Shusterman, and my battery light is blinking, so I'll be right back. Okay, take 2. The first thing I read was Unwind by Neil Shusterman, which is the first book in a series of dystopian stories, and I quite enjoyed this one. It does say before the Hunger Games that there was Unwind, and funnily enough I'm actually reading the Hunger Games just now for another vlog as well, which I put on pause for this 48-hour readathon, and I do still like the Hunger Games better. I read it at a time that cemented it as an all-time favourite, and so The Hunger Games will always be my favourite dystopian story. I think I don't foresee anything ever overtaking it, but I did enjoy this. I like Neil Shusterman's ideas, and I think I already said I feel like he does pull those off. This was kind of a takedown on a smaller scale. I feel like the large scale takedown would happen later on in the series, which I may get to at some point, but it's not going to be a high priority. I liked this, but I didn't love it as much as I've loved some of Neil Shusterman's other books. From there I read a few books in this book, a few of the short stories and poems in this anthology, and I haven't quite connected with it just yet, mostly because 3 of the things that I've read so far were poems, and poems just go way over the top of my head. I've never been able to get on with poetry. I wish it were different, but that's just the way it is. Poetry and me don't work together very well. And the other one, I just didn't mesh particularly well with the writing style. I found it a little bit disjointed, and it didn't really feel like a complete story. It felt like the first chapter of a book. So it didn't really work for me, that one, but I'm still looking forward to carrying on with this throughout the rest of the month. I've, as I said, read 4 of the stories in here so far, and there are 14 still to go. So plenty of time for me to connect with this one, and I'm still really interested in the subject matter, which, as the name suggests, is intersectionality, with all the authors in here being Australian. And then after that I read The Empire of Dreams by Ray Carson. As I've already mentioned, this is kind of a companion / sequel to the Girl of Fire and Thorns series, so I've wanted to be really quite careful about what I say about what this book is, because I don't want to spoil the original trilogy, since this does follow a character from the original trilogy. So the first book in that trilogy is Fire and Thorns, and it follows Elisa, who is a princess being married to the king of a neighbouring kingdom for political reasons. But the interesting thing about it is that, unlike in a lot of stories that start off that way, she's actually really excited to marry this king. She wants to be a wife, she wants to help her country, she wants to find love, and she's hoping that she'll find love with her husband. And then she gets pulled into a whole lot of political turmoil because of ongoing problems between various countries within this empire. And I thoroughly enjoyed the original trilogy, and I really enjoyed this as well. I like Ray Carson's writing style. I found this enjoyable. I don't know if there's going to be another one, but I kind of hope so, because I did really enjoy myself. And then I read Ash by Melinda Lowe, which is a Cinderella retelling, but with fae instead of fairy godmothers, and it's also queer. And this was really fun. Like, it's a retelling, you already know what is going to happen, so it's comforting in that way, but also it's enjoyable because you're interested to see what changes the author is going to make to the original story. And I mean, you know going into it, because it's queer, that there is going to be some difference between this and the original fairy tale, but I don't know, I still enjoyed the journey that this book took us on, and it was a nice kind of light way to end this readathon, because it's, as I said, it's familiar, it's short, and it didn't require a whole lot of brain power to listen and follow along with this story, so I quite enjoyed it for that, and I think it was the right book to pick up at the end of this reading challenge. So yeah, I'm really glad that I finally got around to reading this, because it's been on my physical TBR for probably a couple of years now at least. So those are the books that I read in this reading challenge. I read 3 whole books and started an anthology, 1,109 pages in total. I'm very, very happy with this, and I hope that you've enjoyed this vlog. Let me know if you like this kind of thing, and I can definitely do this again. And next time I have a couple of days free to do nothing but reading, which is fairly often, so let me know. And don't forget to check Ponderful books in the description. That's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks. Bye.